Howdy, everybody, and welcome to tonight's episode of the Faab Five campaign here on the Random Rhapsody Network. As always, we are live streaming here first on twitch.tv, and then the episode will be uploaded to YouTube and on podcast 1 week later. But before we get into tonight's episode, we wanted to showcase one of our group's projects. So, Kyle, it's over to you.
That's right, Matt. In my free time, I like to keep myself busy. One of the talents is woodworking. As a fan of role-playing games, one day I made a dice box for myself, and then a few more for my friends. It turns out I'm pretty good at it. Now, I'm sharing my talents with the world. If you would like a custom-made dice tray for you or as a gift, think of JS Creations. Want a special shape? No problem. Seen something made from wood but don't want to pay the designer price? Think JS Creations. Why JS? It stands for Jedi Slayer. Stop asking stupid questions. Ask the right one. Can you make that for me? And you can ask me that question on Venmo at Kyle-Thomas-21137. This ad brought to you by water. It might be clear, but you know it when you see it. Water. Back to you, Matt.
Thank you, Kyle. I appreciate that. I've seen his dice trays, by the way, and I have a couple myself, and they are amazing. So definitely check him out. We will throw up that website on Twitch into the chat here in a little bit. Kyle, if you want to text that to me, I will get it into the chat information. What were you saying, Vale?
I didn't say anything.
Oh, I thought somebody said something. Sounded like you. Okay, my bad. Anyway, thank you again, Kyle, for that information about your dice trays. Well, without further ado, let's go ahead and jump right on into tonight's session. When we last left off, the Faab Five had just rescued Eloise from the lake after she had been thrown overboard by the white tabaxi named Alnad. Convinced that this individual was not only Blood from a Stone's dead twin brother, but also the one responsible for the break-in at the Conclave, Blood tried his best to convince the captain of the City Watch of this threat. Unfortunately, with the ship well away into Radagast, there was little the captain could do unless the individual returned to the port. Disheartened by the missed opportunity, Blood elected to accompany Eloise into the woods to do a bit of soul-searching, while Apollyon and Necthros headed out to their pit-fighting event, accompanied by Liam. That evening it turned out that it was Necthros Veil who was the champion, as he easily managed to overcome the Gold Dragonborn sorcerer with his undead minions, as well as a forgotten order of operations on my part. Apollyon, unfortunately, did not have the same luck as his half-draw companion, and in the end he was defeated by a Goliath barbarian. The next day, Blood and Veil headed out to Mitchell's Marvelous Mercantil to pick up the commissions they had ordered, while Liam, Apollyon, and Eloise elected to spend some time with their 4 horses before the meeting at the Erudite Conclave. Unfortunately, after receiving their new magical items, Blood and Veil were stopped by a familiar human bard, accompanied by a group of rather unsavory-looking individuals. It was the same bard that the Faab Five had met the first time they encountered the Cult of the Dreamers' armies. He cautioned the pair that while he wasn't there to start a fight, he had no qualms about the collateral damage that would be involved if the pair attempted anything. He told Blood and Veil that he only wanted to have a chat and that it hadn't been particularly difficult to track down their group. He even agreed to let them call for their companions to join them, suggesting a nearby cafe to retire to so as to not trouble Mitchell's business any further. While his tone may have sounded like a suggestion, I doubt either of you two actually took it as one. But Blood, Veil, You two had said that you were heading outside, and as Vale, you step towards the door. The dwarf standing there at Mitchell's door pushes it open and holds it for you as you both step outside the enchantment shop, followed closely by the two half-orcs and the two humans as well. And as you two kind of step out into the street, the question of the day comes to everyone's mind. The two of you out in the street in front of Mitchell's, the other three in with the horses. But the question that you rolled for today is, what is your favorite flower or scent? And Liam, since you're the one who rolled it, what's your favorite flower or scent?
Easy enough. Favorite scent as soon as you open a fresh bottle of whiskey. Oh, just takes you off your feet. And then the whiskey does if it's any good too.
Indeed it does. Indeed it does. Love a good whiskey myself. Eloise, how about you? What's your favorite flower or scent?
Oh, mine is I think we call it wisteria. It's really beautiful. It kind of looks like a waterfall of flowers. It's really pretty and it smells so nice.
Okay, I like it. Apollyon, how about you?
The smell of victory in the morning, with me standing over my closed body and rose petals raining down from the stadium. And as I clutch one in my teeth and raise my fist up high, I also smell that manly stench from my armpit, and it knows that I have worked hard and asserted my dominance this day.
Told you he wasn't going to disappoint.
He was not. I love that. You know what? Inspiration to you, Apollyon. I absolutely love that.
Oh, yeah.
Blood from a stone. How about you?
Well, mine's not as poetic as that. I think it would just be the smell of, rain back in the deserts back home. Something I haven't been able to enjoy in a very long time.
Yeah, they say that the smell of a rainstorm on a desert is truly an amazing smell. Okay, last but not least, Necthros Veil. What's your favorite flower scent?
I would say my favorite scent is rotting flesh or a corpse. Knowing that a friend is just one spell away is very comforting.
Even better.
Well played all around, everybody. I like it. Okay. So, as these thoughts are coming to your mind, and Blood and Veil, the two of you step outside into the street. The street out there is moderately crowded for that time of day, with people walking around in groups of twos or threes, broken up occasionally by a person on horseback or a hand-drawn cart moving down the street. The bard steps around to face the two of you, while the other four spread out a little bit, clearly taking positions around the two of you. The bard, I will describe for you one more time, is a human man of average height, wearing dark blue trousers, a much lighter blue vest, and a white plumed shirt. He has very golden blonde hair. Not too long, just kind of coiffed backwards a little bit in a fanciful do. He has a lute on his back as well. And he kind of smiles in a cocky sort of way as he says, "So what's it going to be, gentlemen?" He kind of raises an eyebrow and he crosses his arms in front of you. "Are we going to be civil and have a polite conversation? Or are you going to try something stupid and ruin what is starting to be a really nice and sunny day out?" And he kind of nods up to the bright blue sky with only the faintest hint of clouds.
Vale gives him a side glance and a smile, and just with a quick flick of the wrist, casts mage armor with the spell he stored in his ring.
Okay. And everyone kind of sees the little shimmer go around about him, and the bard says, "Is that your answer then?" I mean, the cafe's just a few minutes walk, and your other two pals can meet us there.
He just says, "It's not my answer. It's just a precaution. I'm sure you understand."
I understand that you guys are extremely twitchy, that's for sure. But, as I said, conversation and a cup of tea. I mean, your big red friend should definitely hear what I have to say. So what's it going to be?
I kind of look at Blood and just motion towards the cafe. So I'm not answering him directly, but I am communicating with Blood.
Tell you what, I got no problem with the conversation, but we are not walking there with you. If you really want to have this conversation, you'll meet us there in an hour.
And the bard just kind of giggles a little bit at that. Go ahead and roll a persuasion roll.
Can I give him the help action?
Sure, why not?
So that would be at advantage.
So how are you going to help him?
Got a 24.
I'm gonna go up next to him and kind of, without talking directly to the bard, because I've got nothing to say to this guy right now, I'm going to just kind of gesture in a persuasive manner.
Okay.
You know, at one point in time, I was wanting to join y'all's ranks. We've actually never really had any animosity towards you. Every incident that we have had has been instigated by y'all.
Or Nahia.
Yeah, that's not true at all.
Actually, it is. I was more than willing to go meet with your dream witness. Even the woman there. Oh, by the way, Volek, she's unfortunately dead. Even she could tell I was telling the truth then. And every other time, you have shown up to ruin our party. So,
yeah,
we have not had any.
It's adorable that you say that, but look, you don't seem to really understand the situation you find yourselves in. I'm not here to negotiate with you, and you aren't going to wiggle your way out of
I fully
a better
plan to
position
meet you.
than you're in right now. If we wanted to kill you, we would have done so already. To be completely
You've tried.
honest,
Vale lets out a huge laugh, like a ha!
As he continues, to be completely honest, I think we're being awfully generous with you by even speaking to you now. But
I fully understand.
Orders
I
are
actually...
orders. And right now, here's how this is going to work. You can come with us right now, and we have this polite conversation over some tea, or you can walk away and miss the opportunity. I'm not planning on staying in this town for very long. I got plenty to do and all that.
Well, then...
But there will be consequences for your action, boyo. And make no mistake about that. You came to us. You've killed our people, and yet we have, for the most part, left you alone.
You really haven't.
And you can just come and hear what I have to say, or I go tell the boss that I'm not interested, and I go my separate way.
I'll tell you what, we will wait here for our friends to arrive, and then we can walk together.
It's 3 blocks down.
I don't care.
You really need to make a whole thing about this?
Yeah, we're gonna wait for our friends to get here. I'm not.
Well, then I'm
if
taking
you think,
that as your answer. And
if you seem to hey, you don't seem to actually want to talk then.
Oh,
because
no, I don't.
Well, your boss seems to want you to.
I'm here out of orders, and quite frankly, I think you should just be dead and done with it. But I said I'd make the effort.
Vale looks at Blood and gives him another glance and nods towards the cafe, and he just starts walking towards the cafe.
Now that's a man who understands the position he's in. And the
So
bard
that's
will step toward along with you, Veil, keeping pace. Two of their group kind of begin to follow as well, while the other three remain standing there looking at you, Blood.
Well, I'll start walking. But I'm going to say over my shoulder, we've killed probably 250 of y'all.
You hear
I think you remember that.
kind of a chuckle and a snort from the half-orc standing.
And there's only 5 of us.
So,
I'll bring the stone up and I'll tell them to meet us there.
Okay. What message are you sending? I believe it's
Eloise
who has it.
Do we know the name of the cafe?
You could ask.
I mean,
the tea and scrumpets.
I'll ask one of the half orcs. It's like, I'm gonna hope that you actually speak common and you're not too stupid. What's the name of the cafe?
The half orc kind of smiles at you and says, "It's adorable how you're trying to do whatever this is. It's called the East Wall Cafe."
I'll tell them, I was like, leave the horses, meet at the East Wall Cafe.
Okay.
ASAP.
So, Eloise.
You said that into the message stone?
Yeah.
So, Eloise, Liam, and Apollyon, the three of you had been spending time in the stables. Liam working with his horse, Gravel. Eloise, you had been assisting in that and actually talking to your horse, to their horse, with speak with animals. And Apollyon was trying to bench press the horses, or power lift them or something. I don't remember, but
Well, yeah, it was.
And doing not so great a job, but decent enough. Anyway, as you guys have been working there for probably it's probably been maybe about an hour and a half since the boys left. Eloise, you hear Blood from a Stone's message come through your mind, calling you to the East Wall Cafe.
East Wall Cafe? Have we been to the cafe? Does anybody know where the cafe is?
I don't think so.
And Blood from a Stone, that's what you hear in reply. East Wall Cafe? Have we ever been to an East Wall Cafe? I've never heard of an East Wall Cafe.
Well, if we've spent hours walking around this place, literally
I'm sure
hours.
we can ask around and find it, but we don't immediately know where it is.
I don't know.
Try to
Blood
think
just
about an
said
hour.
the East Wall Cafe.
Yeah, that was the message.
Which dot is it on the map?
I actually haven't put it on the map, but I can tell you it is basically...
It's 3 blocks from Mitchell's, we know that.
If you look on Mitchell's, you go 1 block to the east and 2 blocks to the north along the wall, and that's where the cafe would be. It's actually not a difficult thing for you guys to find, and it only takes you about 20 or so minutes hurrying to find your way there. Give me 1 second here.
Prepare for stable
It
transportation.
didn't sound super, urgent or anything.
You did say ASAP.
Yeah, but you always sound so mellow.
Well, it's just he's a chill out guy.
So what do you guys... so like I said, Eloise, you hear this message, you blurt out in return, What? Blah, blah, blah. What are you guys doing?
Yeah, I figured we'd ask around and find out where the East Wall Cafe is and get there within 20 minutes. There's not too much more to it than that, I guess.
Yes, okay. Just making sure. So yes, you guys all hurry out, and as I said, it's not difficult to ask around, and I'm not going to make you roll for that. It does take you about 20 minutes to head in that direction. You've but running at a good pace, you are able to head that direction in about 20 minutes is fine.
I do not go my full speed. I stay in pace with the others.
Aw, thanks, Liam.
So, Veil. The two of you are escorted a short distance away. You're skirted east along the main street for about a block before turning north along the stone wall that separates the inner city of Valena from the outskirts of the East Town district. There, you find a brightly painted yellow building with a red shingled roof and a large outdoor stone brick patio, complete with 5 tables, 2 of which seem to already be occupied by patrons. You can see a thin human with long white beard moving about the patio, refilling drinks, taking orders before scurrying back inside to fetch things. Obviously a waiter. The bard confidently strides up to the man as he exits from the cafe, and after a few very brief words, waves you over to one of the nearby tables. The first one, closest to the road. What was I? Yeah. A few moments later, the bard kind of waves you all over and begins to pull chairs from the empty tables around to the closest one, as I said. And then and after that, once there's a good 9-10 chairs around there, or sorry, 8 chairs around there, he sits down at one and kind of waves everybody over. The 2 of you are kind of standing there watching this, but there standing behind you is the other 4.
Of the patrons sitting down, when he walked in and then when we walk up, how many of them look up? And is it just a casual glance of, oh, somebody new's coming in? Or is it some kind of knowing recognition? Like, are there more people here?
Okay. Make a perception check.
Where is my perception?
Hey there, Anesthetic. Thanks for tuning in.
26.
Always happy to see you here. Okay, 26. You see, there is... In fact, I'll even pop them up for you. There is an individual right here, and an individual right here, who looked up when the bard walked over to the man and began talking to him. But both of them were kind of casual glances. You kind of watch as a few others look up every so often, but it's more of a, oh, somebody new coming by, okay, getting back to your meal kind of thing. The 4 sitting at the closest table to the small fenced-in area around the patio. You see a dwarf. Let's see, a dwarf, a humanish-looking woman with really dark hair, another human in robes, and a gnome seated at that table. And at the other, you see 2 more humans and a halfling. They're honestly not paying you much mind. They seem to be engaged in their own conversations and their own eating and drinking of the meals in front of them. Tea and cakes and that sort of thing.
Still keep my eyes on everybody and just keep watching the crowd. Okay. Keep watching his goons, too.
And the goons are pretty well just circled around you. They're keeping a position of, well, if you try something, we're going to fuck you up, but as long as you don't, we're not going to screw with you type of scenario. However, once the bard motions everyone over, one of them does go over and help move chairs around. But the rest of them are just kind of waiting and watching you to see if you join them as well.
I'll walk in.
Yeah, I'll follow.
I'll not sit in a chair, but I'll walk in.
What are you doing, Vale?
I'm walking in as well. There's nowhere I could sit without being surrounded, correct?
I mean, at the table there's 8 chairs. The bard is sitting at one, and the reddish-skinned human woman, is sitting at the other. The other 3 are kind of just standing there watching you. So there's 6 chairs there. You could sit in any of the open ones you want.
It's just a conversation.
Nothing
Right,
exciting
sit
with
there.
Matt.
So what would you say, Blood?
I said nothing's just a conversation with Matt.
I don't know what you mean.
You bullshit. You don't know what I mean. You evil, conniving bastard. You know exactly what I mean.
Anyways, the bard kind of watches you, Blood, and chuckles and just kind of shakes his head. And then he turns his full attention to you, Veil, and says, "You know, your friend is really jumpy and untrusting."
Vale just stares at him and blinks.
A few moments later, the waiter comes over and begins setting out plates and saucers and napkins, silverware, that sort of thing. Probably about 5-6 minutes later, that's when Apollyon, Liam, and Eloise, following the directions that you managed to extract.
Well, before we got too close, I was gonna say, hey guys, I think my new staff can do this pretty cool thing, and I'm gonna cast Pass Without a Trace from the staff.
Okay.
Just in case we wanted to, be sneaky or something. Less noticeable.
How long does that last?
It's in 30 minutes, I think.
Let me check.
Concentration up to 1 hour.
Oh, an hour.
Yeah.
Yep. So, before you guys get close to the cafe, you get everyone together and you cast Pass Without a Trace from your staff. And as you do, you see the rippling energy effects that kind of radiate outward from you. And your friends stay close, and together the 3 of you, I mean, you manage to keep prying eyes away from you as you come up to the cafe. I've placed you down onto the map. So my question is, what are you guys wanting to do now that you are currently have this stealth effect on you?
I figure they're expecting us. I don't understand the purpose of it, but we might be able to use
We
it
should check the
later.
perimeter of the building. Come on, Liam, Eloise. Let's check it out.
So what are you guys doing?
I think we'll sneak around the outside of the building and see if there's just all the entrances and exits before we go in.
Okay, you can do that. Go ahead and make stealth checks. Now I will keep it. Eloise would know that to maintain the effect of the spell, you have to stay within, I think, 30 feet.
Yeah.
Yep.
So she would have to come with you to help you maintain this ability or this spell over you.
Well, Apollyon just starts walking off because he don't know that. So
okay, so Apollyon, you just go walking off. Eloise, Liam, you're kind of left standing there at the edge, overlooking the scene here at the cafe. You can see Veil sitting at a table with a group of 4 individuals, 2 humans, a dwarf, and a half-orc. You can see Blood kind of just standing a little to the side, very standoffishly. And there are currently 3 open seats around the table.
I'm just gonna look at Liam. What do we do?
So, Apollyon, since you walked away, go ahead and make a stealth check. because I assume you're trying to be stealthy. You do not have the benefits of her spell because you're outside of its range.
I want to check her out.
Well, he's
Check around
technically
outside.
within 30 feet right now, but he'll lose it real quick.
Yeah.
Can I start my check close to them?
I'll let you start
Or
your
do I
check
have to-
close to him. That's fine.
10.
Oh, it's gonna be. Oof.
So a 21.
21.
Okay, so that's 21. While maintaining this field, inside this field, you duck down and you're creeping as quietly as your Minotaur form seems to be allowing you. But no one seems to be turning in your direction. Blood, Veil, what are your passive perceptions?
18.
My passive is 16. Or I'm sorry, 12. 12.
Okay. Then yeah, none of you guys would, and nor the cultists or anybody would have noticed Apollyon. Once you get past this point, however, Apollyon, if we want to join you, I'm going to need you to make another stealth check.
It'll be good. It'll be good.
Okay. I mean, I get like, halfway along the side of it, I turn around and like kind of motion to him without saying anything, like, come on.
Yeah, I'm gonna look at Liam.
Well, I don't much see the point in stealthing at the moment. They did say to show up as soon as possible. That's all we know. I think we should go straight in, Miss Eloise.
Alright, I'm gonna go in, but try and stay to the edge of the patio wall, so that way, hopefully I can keep Apollyon within 30 feet of me. So I'm gonna walk in, and I'm gonna see blood, and go, oh hey blood! I'm gonna walk over here.
Okay, so you go walking, trying to keep to the edge of the railing around.
Just like kind of like awkwardly crab walking along the edge of the patio.
And there you see everyone now very obviously turning to regard the two of you. Even quite a few of the patrons kind of stopped and looked at this dragonborn suddenly calling out from nowhere that they hadn't noticed before.
I would say I'm in drunk mode where I'm pretending to be super drunk and I'm just leaning real hard on my quarterstaff.
Okay. Go ahead and make a performance check for me.
Ooh.
I can't help you with that one.
I forgot to pull that up. I figured this is going to be just you two for a minute, so give me a second here to pull that up. But it is all right because as a drunken master, I am proficient in
I would hope
performance.
so. Oh!
That's a natural one.
If he is drunk, he would look that bad.
I'm just gonna
Yeah,
roll
I am not pulling that off at all.
I just rolled one insight. So you kind of come up stumbling in a weird sort of way that you're trying to pull off drunken, but you just come off as weird and awkward. And you see the bard kind of looking at you with a sideways glance. You guys are weirder and weirder every time I see you. And I'm not gonna lie, that's saying something from the people I meet every day. Jesus.
You know,
At this point, I take a sip of whiskey.
Oh, come on. Come over and sit down. Are you all really gonna make me yell at the top of my lungs? Where's the red guy? He's the one I need to talk to. Is he not coming?
Realizing I'm not pulling it off at all, I'll walk up to the table.
oh, he was trying to lift his horse. He wasn't doing that very well, so he kind of, yeah.
Go ahead, Apollyon. What are you trying to do while you're staying in this field of stealth?
I'm just trying to move around, like around this building, and just like see if there's anybody lurking.
Okay. Go ahead and give me one more
I mean, I can
stealth check, please.
for a round. So how many rounds do I get in between when they've been talking? 10.
I mean,
Probably 1 minute.
Yeah, probably. It's only going to take. It's not a big building. It's only going to take you like a minute to walk around the whole thing.
Okay, yeah, that's what I figured.
Yeah, so I'm just going to say, give me one more stealth check with advantage.
And does he get to use pass without a trace?
Yes, and he's going to have to pass without a trace on that.
All right. My character sheet's going slow.
It's roll 20. It does that. Oof.
With advantage.
Yeah, with advantage. Go ahead and roll one more. Go.
Yeah, 25!
25.
So as stealthily as you can, you do make your way around the building. There is a back door, which is slightly ajar to let the air in, and you see a kitchen area with a couple of humans working in a small kitchen area with stove and your normal kitchen scene. I'm not going to describe the whole thing. You make your way around to the other side, and there are a couple windows as well, which you can see a man working behind a bar in the center, or in the right side of the building over here, and then a few tables located about here and about here, which does not have anybody sitting in them. They're empty. You make your way to the other side, and you can still see the different patrons sitting on the patio. Oh, but overall, you don't really see anything that jumps out at you as suspicious.
Okay, I want to go back to the back and go in through the back kitchen door.
Okay, so you just push open the kitchen door and the open door and go through, and you the two humans who are working there is like, "Hey, what the hell are you doing here? Get out! This is our kitchen!"
Calm down, citizens. I'm the Golden Boi. I just need to sneak through your kitchen here for a moment. I'll be out of your hair.
No, just
By the way,
get out.
that sauce.
Everywhere he goes.
You're burning your sauce, man.
Ah, fuck! And he goes running off to turn down the fire on the sauce.
As soon as he turns, I'll use my agile wrestler moves to like do a somersault right through the kitchen and end up on the other side of like the stove or whatever, so he can't see me.
God.
Go ahead and give me an acrobatics check.
Oh my god, dude. Low profile is not in your vocabulary. I love it. We're gonna die because we're gonna cartwheel.
Just for the record, this is stealthy Apollyon.
Well, it was stealthy until he pushed open the door and walked into the kitchen.
However, he said a nice somersault, which is kind of a stealthy move.
It's still an acrobatics check, so give me an acrobatics check.
Oh shit!
Hey there, nerdy drunken
You can
monkey
call
goblin.
me
Thanks for stopping.
00 Apollyon.
Jesus Christ. So with a 22, you just do this giant somersaulting flip over his prep table. You know what? Just because I did, I'm going to show you guys the interior there.
Oh my god.
And there you can see, sure enough, there's that couple people. You step in, jump over the table. They're just looking at you like, what the hell is this? The older gentleman is yelling at you, get out of my kitchen! As the other one is desperately trying to save the sauce from being burned. You walk past, and there that woman is standing behind the bar, looks up and sees you. What are you doing?
I take out a couple gold coins from my pouch and just like put my fingers over my mouth, going shh. I gave her 2 gold coins.
You throw 2 gold coins on the table, and she is just
I give her 6, so she can give some to the guys in the kitchen. 6 gold coins.
And she just kind of you place the coins in her hand, and she kind of looks down at them and is like, she is so confused right now. Just the look of pure and utter confusion on her face as you just boldly go strolling out down towards the cafe, pushing through the double doors. And there you see a human pouring tea around a table filled with Liam and blood. While Liam and Veil, while Blood and Eloise are standing standoffishly to one side, and the bard is just looking directly at you with...
I raise both my arms in the air and say, "Oh, all my friends, Apollyon has arrived."
There you go, everybody.
Again, this is stealthy Apollyon.
This is incognito Apollyon.
And as he strolls through the door with that entrance, I cast prestidigitation to do a little laser light show behind him.
Oh my god, dude!
I love it.
Yeah.
I'll also use prestidigitation to exhale rainbow sparks out of my mouth.
Blood's gonna facepalm to death. It's just gonna be just so hard.
And Vale's just smiling like this is the biggest you've seen him smile since he retrieved his items from Mitchell's. He's just smiling with his wide grin.
Sunset.
Yeah.
Sun hat is just pulled down far over my face. I'm not showing my face at all right now.
He's really happy to see Apollyon right now.
I'm just patting Blood on the shoulder.
I was like, every town, everywhere we go, just once. I want him to be just once.
The bard is laughing his ass off, and both half-orcs are kind of clapping a little bit at this. You're just seeing these chuckles, and this is the most insane thing I've ever seen in my life, and they're just eating it up.
Well,
nice.
Yeah. Blood will take a second. He'll look back to Eloise, just grab her hand and be like, it's going to be all right. Stay close, but you don't have to get too close if you don't want to. And then he's going to sit down.
I mean, I'll walk up closer, but I mean,
As far as everybody is known, I mean, if he's being cautious, you know something's not right. Without him actually saying it out loud, something's not right.
yeah.
Are you going to join us, Missy? The bard looks over at you.
Okay. I don't know where to sit. I guess I have no choice.
Not really. There's only one seat.
Really?
But you do come around, and there your group is. The 5 of you sitting at the table, while the bard, a half-orc, and the other human woman, the one with the red sunburnt face, is seated there with you at the table, while the other half-orc and the dwarf is sitting at a nearby table. Thanks to all the commotion, you do have more glances kind of coming over towards you, Blood, with your passive perception. I will say that, but it's more of a, what the hell is these? Why are these idiots making a scene? Kind of a look than suspicious, if that makes sense.
Vale kind of does he notice the looks as well?
His passive perception was an 18. That's why he can see it.
Okay, mine was 12.
Then no, you would not see this.
All right.
Anyone who has a 16 or better would. However, anyway, the bard kind of looks around the table and finally settles his eyes on Eloise and says, well, you know, first things first, I was going to offer my condolences to you all for the death of your friend, but I guess you filled that vacancy pretty quickly, didn't you? Well, hi. I don't know your name. I'm Munlin Goldtongue. These are my associates. You know, we found the remains of your Yuan Ti friend in an owlbear cave next to, a few other owlbears. Their remains, anyway. So I'm guessing you all managed to meet up again after she turned invisible and ran off from camp? Or was she the one who freed you all when you escaped?
Well,
We're never quite sure, and
Vincent,
that we
I'm on
just settle a bet here.
it. No, we killed her.
Before Blood spits that out, I kind of cover his mouth and say, don't humor him with stuff he doesn't need to know.
You're just really no fun at all, Half-Drow.
No, I'll lean over and be like, we killed her.
Well, I gotta say, not the answer I was expecting. That's okay. I didn't make my 50 gold. Oh well. The human who's been filling up all the tea cups has finished by this time, filling them all up around you. They also put the tea kettle in the center, along with some interesting looking cookies. Oh, yeah, these right here. These are great. And Munlin picks up one and takes a big bite. Walnut cookies. Very good. Anyway.
So I cast Prestidigitation on it right before he bit it, and I want it to taste like almond. And I'm going to correct him and say, those are almond cookies.
And he bites down and kind of looks at it and looks at you and I just don't get you guys. You act like dicks one minute and you're pulling gags the next. You're actually kind of fun to be around. Wow. And
They really are. I met them in the woods.
You met them in the woods, did you? God damn. Where do I find these people?
I'm also going to chill his tea with Prestidigitation.
Hold on 1 second.
If it's because of you pulling pranks that we don't get out of this town today, I'm kicking your ass.
It's not a prank. It's more of an inconvenience to him.
Well, he might enjoy it.
It's not a necessity. Can we get to what he wants to talk about?
And you see his lips begin to move a little bit, and from behind you, Veil, you hear a big chorus of clapping as he casts Thaumaturgy.
I look back and try to find the source of the clapping.
The bard kind of chuckles and throws out the cold tea before pouring himself another one. Now, okay. Before we get down to business, let's just get one thing out of the way. He sets the cup down and takes a bit of a sip before looking at each of you in turn. Now, we know your group took out the dragon of Faab Five, so don't try to deny it. Your cart was found in the woods outside the hollow. One of your flyers was actually glued to the dead dragon's ass you left after harvesting the thing. And Giap over here, he nods to the red-faced woman, actually saw a couple of you reclaim your horses and cart as you killed several of our people in the process. Including, I might add, a friend of mine, whose body is still missing. So let's not waste a lot of time denying that you took it, okay? We also know it's not with you here in town. So don't think we're trying to reclaim it from you either. It's a bit of a setback, I admit. But there are plenty of other dream roots in the world. So it's only a matter of time before we succeed. But I gotta ask, what was it like to fight Dynoth the Fineweaver? I knew she wouldn't willingly hand the thing over, and I was kind of excited to take that huge bitch on for myself. Did you find
Teacup that I'm holding just freezes. Like, he starts to freeze, and then the teacup will probably shatter because as tea expands. Anyways.
Okay. And as it expands and shatters, everyone just kind of stops and looks at you, and like the bard who had been monologuing a little bit just kind of stops with his mouth open, like,
Yeah, you'd be probably better off not insulting dragons in front of my friend here. And I just stare at him.
Say whatever you want about that foul creature.
she was a bitch, wasn't she?
Well, you want to know what really happened? Check this out. And Apollyon turns
Oh
around.
my god! Oh fuck! I forgot about the tattoo.
And you stand up and show them
The
all
dragon.
the tattoo. Yeah. And Munlin actually stops and examines it, and he's kind of finger on his lips, looking it up and down, and
Totally forgot the
I
tattoo.
see why the boss likes you.
Oh, don't tell him that. Come on, man. Dude, he's obsessed.
Oh, yeah? Ruby Bear mentioned me?
See,
He did, actually. That's kind of why I'm here right now. But I mean, how was the fight? How did it feel killing that thing? Did you?
It was easy. Let's move on.
Like we were in a blizzard.
It was actually underwhelming. Unfortunately, I was expecting more of a challenge from it.
The dragon slipped on the ice and fell on its ass.
You kept it out of the sky. I like it. I like it. You know, I was hoping to find out what she was working on in there. That place was pretty cleared out when we got there. We only really found a bunch of corpses in a building laid to rest and all, so I assume that was you too?
Well, wait, putting the bodies to rest? Yes.
Well, I mean, one less green dragon in the world, so I gotta give you that. You may have been a pain in the ass, but at least you took that thing out. Like I said, I knew she wasn't going to give it willingly. What was she doing?
I don't think we should give this guy any more information until he tells us what we're doing here. What does he want?
I think she was working on making zombies. That's about it.
Zombies. Weird.
She's a dragon. What do you expect?
I guess so. Those green ones are unpredictable. Oh well. There's other dragons out there. I'm sure I'll kill one before long. Anyway, I guess you're not going to tell me what you did with it either. At least tell me what it is you're getting out of all of this. I mean,
how about you tell us what you're getting out of this and what you called us here for?
What am I getting out of all this? The dreamer returned, of course. Now, I guess, yeah, Grovagar did send me to relay two messages to you. Well, I get 3, I guess.
He could have sent an owl. It would have been faster and less annoying.
Yeah, you do have a thing with those owls, don't you? Yeah, you're cute, but you're not that cute, kid. Anyway, the first message is for Big Red here. And he nods his head toward Apollyon. Grovagar says that he rather enjoyed his one-on-one with you back in Weston, and that he's keeping your championship belt nice and polished. He wears it every day, which I can actually confirm that, unfortunately. And he rolls his eyes. Anyway, he wanted me to give you this. And at that, he passes Apollyon a folded sheet of paper. You open it up, and you see this.
Charcoal drawing of his dick?
No. But that would have been actually really funny for me to put in the handout and send to you. Just a fucking charcoal phallus. I don't think everybody would appreciate that, though.
You should have come to me before the stream. I would have given you the idea. Apollyon would have loved it.
No. Anyway, what it does say is, come one, come all, to the Tournament of Champions. In celebration of Rowena's 2000th year, the Azure Championship is to be held to once again be held in the Sapphire of the Sand. The Colosseum opens its gates to the warriors of Loroupa and invite all to compete in this gladiators tournament. The winner of this tournament will be crowned Grand Champion and will be allowed to make one request of the Zaim, Alruin Maharin. The tournament will be held on the 1st of Mordgraft at the start of the Azure Zul Festival. Anyway.
Excellent.
Blood knows who that is.
The SummerSlam 2021.
Now, I will say that as you look at this, you see it's a poster not wholly dissimilar from the ones Eloise pastes up, but this one is one that both Apollyon, who has fought many times, has seen, and one that you, Blood, as someone who lived in the Margarden Federation and in the town itself, you would recognize.
Mm-hmm.
They're announcing a gladiator tournament, much like the ones.
Apollyon was looking a little bit mad before, and as soon as he reads this and comprehends what he is, he starts looking really happy and excited.
The bard chimes in again and says, "The general says that if you want a chance to earn your belt back, you should compete as well. He'll be there, of course, and I have no doubt that he'll end up the grand champion. He also wants the haversack back, by the way, the one you all stole from him. He specifically told me to tell you that it's a dick move to leave him lonely at night, whatever the fuck that means."
Wait. He should have his toy back, because Apollyon got
not just the toy.
Well, there's the porn too.
I still have the porn.
Yeah, I know, but he should have his toy.
When they knocked him unconscious, Apollyon had it on his hand.
He was threatening him with it.
Yeah, no, you don't have the marital aid, but you do have the book. The bard kind of shakes his head, and he says, "If you decide to compete, you can give it back to him."
Apollyon will give it to him, all right.
Hey, since I got a haversack, what's the bard? Is the bard wearing robes or anything like that, or some kind of?
He, as I described before, he's wearing trousers and a blue vest. He has a belt and your normal satchels and things.
How big do the pockets look? Because I could put the book into his pocket, and so he finds it when he's leaving.
I mean, you could certainly try.
Might as well use those gloves.
Yeah, I'm going to use my inspiration too, just in case.
So
that I've had forever.
Who has the book right now?
I do. I've got it in the haversack, unless Apollyon's been keeping it for late nights.
Right. The homoerotica? Yeah, I have that on me.
Oh shit! Never mind then.
So it's in Apollion's.
I was gonna put it in his pocket so when he finds it when he's walking away.
All the pages are stuck together.
Oh.
I will also give you guys a little information there. What did it say? The tournament is going to be on the 1st of Mordgraft. Now that is, let me look on here real quick so I can remember.
Yeah, when the heck is Mordgraft?
That is the 6th month of the year.
It's a month.
There are 10 months in the year. It is the 6th month. You guys are in Bellantine right now. Today is the 25th of Bellantine, or 24th of Bellantine, and which is the 4th month of the year. So it is less than a month and a half away.
So it's April, and this tournament's in June.
Yes, essentially.
I'm gonna need a Rocky montage. Dun-dun-dun, dun-dun-dun,
Yeah, we're not flashing forward a month and a half.
We're all level 12.
Anyway, so where was I? Oh yeah, so that's the first two things anyway. The bard says, and kind of looks around at each one of you. The last thing I'm supposed to tell you is this: don't go after any more dreamers. You take one, it's not so big a deal. You take another, well, that just makes you a target now, doesn't it? Right now, y'all have been just weird and a little annoying. Mercenaries are replaceable, and the Dreamer's followers are legion. But the General isn't going to take lightly if you keep interfering with us. The General wants you to survive long enough for another chance to get your belt back. Bard pauses and kind of leans in towards the table, meeting each of your eyes one by one. As for me, I rather hope that you keep interfering. Like I said, Volek was a friend of mine. And guess who's going to be the one who comes a-calling if you keep getting in his trouble?
I'm gonna look at Blood and everyone else and be like, who is this guy?
We ran into him before we met you. You kind of got roped into a lot of this. I apologize.
Yeah, what was your name, Miss Dragonborn?
Oh, now you suddenly care.
Well, this is the first time you've spoken up, isn't it? No? That's it?
Clearly, I'm unimportant.
Whatever. I said what I had to say.
Hey, bye!
You guys really are just the worst. But that's okay. Whatever. And the bard kind of finally stands up and stretches before giving your group a wink. Well, it was nice chatting with you all. Well, I guess nice is not the word, but whatever. But we really do have to be off. Lots to do before we can restore the Dreamer to his rightful place in history and all that. Ta-ta, kids.
Bye.
Before he walks off, Blood's going to ask, can I have a private word with you?
Give Grovy Bear my love.
Yeah. Oh my
Apollyon
god.
blows you some kisses.
The bard just kind of looks at you and says, you can have a word right now.
It's something you want to hear in private.
No, it's not.
All right.
Okay. And he kind of shrugs and turns and, with a bit of a mock salute, starts to walk away. About a few minutes later, the rest of his party gets up and begins following suit, walking towards the road. You guys have anything you want to do?
Not a damn thing.
You guys need better friends.
Yeah, I was hoping we can kill that guy.
I wouldn't exactly count him as a friend. More some asshole we run across who works for an even bigger asshole that Apollyon is attracted to.
I also need to
Hi.
in one-on-one combat to restore my honor.
Apollyon, you cannot go to that tournament. You see where it's being
Yeah,
held,
why
correct?
Yeah.
That's the home turf of the syndicate. You cannot go back there. They put a fucking death warrant out for both of us.
Last you told
Yeah, but
me,
they-
there was no more death warrant.
Yeah. And this is the clue of why there is no longer a fucking death warrant. They want you to come back. So they can kill you in front of everybody.
That may be true, but I think
That's-
I must take a risk. Think how much stronger we are now.
This is much, much worse than I feared.
We're almost 7 times stronger.
This is much worse. We are in a very dangerous situation if the syndicate is on their side.
We should have just killed the messenger.
Yeah, but that would have made things worse because then the city already knows about me and Apollyon.
So,
And
stepping in real quick, as Veil says that about killing them, you all glance back, and for the first time, you kind of notice that the group is made a fair distance away. You can just kind of barely see them, but as they're walking, they're heading down. They're heading south, and you kind of notice that the handful of people that are out there walking in the streets just kind of seem to move aside to let them pass. You're also kind of noticing, now that you're looking around, that the remaining patrons of the cafe are standing up as well and are walking away from half-eaten pastry and half-drunk cups of tea as they head out towards the road. None of them seem to be acknowledging you in any sort of way. They're just filing out one by one. And you kind of look up to see the waiter as well, walking out of the cafe and onto the street, followed by the 2 cooks that Apollyon you saw, and the woman tending bar as well.
This is some real man from Uncle shit.
So, can I make a perception check to see if they look like they're under a trance or anything?
Absolutely. Go ahead and make a perception
MI
check.
26 didn't pick up that anybody was shifty before.
They all just seem to be ignoring you with your whatever it was.
That is a 20.
With the 20, okay. They don't seem to be in a trance. They actually seem to be just walking away as normal. You'll see a couple of them speak to one another as they move away, but you don't see any signs or effects of a trance or any magic about them.
No Pied Piper?
Mm-mm. And they're not all traveling south either. Some are heading north, some are turning around the side of the building and heading off into the alleyway. They seem to be going in all sorts of different directions.
So are we alone in this establishment right now?
Now that you're looking around, yes. There is nobody in the establishment. You look in the windows, everyone's gone.
I look at blood, and I say, Blood, check the cash box. See if they left anything.
It's gonna kind of stop him dead in his fucking tracks. You go, wait, what?
Say, for strictly scientific purposes, if they left everything, then something's wrong here. But if they took it with them, that would make more sense. Why would they leave a group of people alone in this establishment with valuables? So I think to make sure that nothing is amiss here, you should check to see
Rob
if there's
them.
money in the lockbox.
Oh my
I feel
god!
like this whole establishment could prove to be a fake.
Should I do it, guys?
I mean, if
That's
you
a-
do that, I'm gonna paste some flyers on every chair and table, and some of the walls.
Well, you guys are alone, so if you want to do that, you absolutely can.
Yeah.
Damn it.
I'm just grabbing one of the half-eaten quails from the table next to me and laughing as these guys go to town on this cafe.
Okay.
God damn it.
Blood, are you checking the lockbox? Is that what you're doing?
Well, first I will throw the hood up and stealth closer.
Okay, go ahead and make a stealth check.
Shit, that's with advantage. And
It's still plus 10.
No, I
Yeah.
wasn't.
Yeah, it
I
would
wasn't.
be.
No, I wasn't there when she cast the spell, though, so
It
I
doesn't
don't.
matter.
think-
It's not a radius around.
But
Oh, it's just a radius of 30 feet? That's
Yeah.
cool.
Around her.
alright, well, 26 then.
Okay, you throwing your hood up, you skulk down, scurry over to the door, push it open just barely, enough to get by, snake in like a cat only can, sneak your way over to the bar, and there behind it, you can see the typical shit you'd see in a tea cafe, you know, teacups and kettles and stuff to make kettles of hot water, and you do see a small lockbox.
Hey, you so much, Vale.
Sitting underneath the bar.
For science.
It's literally just a small iron and wooden box with a small keyhole in the center of it that's tucked up underneath the bar.
Check for traps. Because I know you're gonna. You had to think he was gonna. One of us would do this. So the trap.
It is locked. It is not trapped.
God damn it, Vale. That's with a 15 modifier, 19 on Thieves' Tools.
Okay. With a 19, you very easily pick the small lock. It's not complicated at all.
Tough a bitch.
The box opens with a small snap. You open it up and you can find 27 silver pieces and 15 copper pieces.
Yeah, I'm leaving that shit there. There's no point in taking that. I walk out and be like, yeah, there's money there.
Yeah,
it all
but
works for them.
Is it a lot of money?
No.
All right, so they might have taken it with them. So this leads me to believe that the science that I just had you do, the investigation, maybe something is not
Every single one
awry
of them
here.
is a dreamer.
What is the science you speak of?
Well, I was saying, if they all left and left valuables behind, then there's something going on here that is we haven't picked up on. However, if they didn't leave valuables, like Blood just explained, they only left minimal amount, then maybe they took the valuables with them, and things aren't as strange as they seem right now.
So, Eloise, you go walking into the cafe as well, it looks like?
While Blood is doing that, I'm pasting a poster flyer on each of the chairs, each of the tables, on the walls, and then I go inside and I do the same inside.
Okay, how long are you planning on doing this?
Yeah, that might be a bad idea, but
let her do it. Let her do her character.
Are you how long are you spending to do this? Is what I want.
I mean, I'm not doing it very well. I'm literally just putting a bit of paste on the flyer and slapping it down on random objects.
No, sure, I get that. I'm wanting to know how much time you're spending doing this, so I know how many flyers you're pasting.
I don't know, like 5 minutes.
Okay.
Maybe let's make a few more. If Blood takes a little bit longer than that, I don't know.
Yeah, it doesn't take Blood very long at all to pop that lock. Maybe 5 minutes, sure. So in
Okay.
that time, you probably just slapping some paste on, slapping the flyers. You're pasted, 35 flyers. Why not? Really hurriedly.
Okay.
Just kind of,
35.
I imagine you're just running around, paste slap, paste slap, paste slap, paste slap.
Yep.
So they're just in weird fucking angles, and some of them are upside down. A couple of them are backwards, so you can't see anything. But they're all over the place.
About how long was the conversation? The meeting we just had?
Overall, probably about an hour and a half, maybe.
All right. So, midway through that, Vale felt a little tense squeeze on his forearms, and immediately felt invigorated and somewhat tougher than he had before, as the bracers of defense attuned to him.
Okay, I like it.
Oh, it reminds me of
Vale,
Eloise.
what do you think?
I'll give Eloise her.
Try and
Sorry, go ahead.
I'm listening, Liam.
you want to try and
Chuck.
steer clear of getting future dream roots, or you want to see if these guys are worth their salt?
So, Chuck, from my experience, I don't do well with threats. If I had any desire to do the dream route, it only intensified as I was told not to and threatened not to. So my personal belief is we should, in fact, go after the dream routes at some point. How do you feel?
Well, I don't care much for that golden tongue motherfucker. I don't like to be charmed or have my head messed with, and that's exactly what that asshole did. I want to get him back. He's not at the top of my list, but he's definitely on it.
I agree. So where do you think we should head from here?
Well, if you want a confrontation with him, we can go to Tomas.
I was absolutely looking to meet up with Tomas again. That little squirrely motherfucker's got more to teach.
Yeah, and I feel he should know about this encounter.
But I'm telling you now, Apollyon, it's a very bad idea to go to that tournament. Do you see who that's being held by?
Oh yeah, I know.
Do you know who that man is?
I mean, I think I heard of him. He's like the leader of the Federation, right?
He's a little more than that. He's the leader of something called the Cerulean Syndicate. They are the ones that put the hit out on us. They run the Federation.
You mean that's who the Steelers were working for?
Oh no. Well, that's who your slave was. Yeah, they were the ones who were running the fights. Yeah, they are most definitely Syndicate. I was Syndicate. Technically, I still am. It's not a group you want to mess with.
Ain't that the truth?
They are more scary to me than the Dreamers. This things got more complicated.
To infiltrate. Did you see?
Definitely need one.
I'm trying to learn from you, Mr. Blood.
I'm just saying, we have a lot of thinking to do. I'll get you in if I have to, and I'll get you out if I can. I'm just telling you now, this is much more difficult than it was 2 hours ago.
I think in 2 months' time, we'll all be ready.
2 months is a long time.
Well, there's still only 5 of us. And there are literally thousands of them. Not just the Dreamers, I'm talking about the Syndicate too. And Rowena, I mean, that is not a good place. I mean, I definitely need to go there at least at some point to talk to somebody. But I wasn't planning on having the Golden Boi stroll back in and jump back in the ring. I'll back you play if that ends up going there. You know I will. I'm just saying, this is if they have the syndicate on their side. I don't know how we're gonna. I don't think it's possible.
Well, let's cross that bridge when we get to it. It's a while away. Let's keep to the task at hand. And I say we go meet up with Tomas.
We got to go to the conclave first.
Yep, and they're going to send us
Before
to
we head
Tomas.
there, anyone want to head the missus? Sounds like she's got some nice potions. Eloise been bragging about her all damn day.
Yeah, we could go check out her wares.
Oh yay, good. She really needs some more business, especially since she got ransacked. This way.
Okay, so you guys are heading to Millie's apothecary?
Yeah,
Yes,
when
sir.
we step out onto the street, do we see are there people still there or have they gone? Does it look normal?
Go ahead and make a perception check.
That's an 11.
In the distance, you can see a couple people heading in this direction, and you kind of glance at the other way, and there are people starting to move about, so it's becoming normal, but there was definitely a gap when nobody was there.
Yeah, I'm still intrigued of that, but I don't perceive anything out of the ordinary.
Okay. So I did go ahead and fix the map, so there you can see Millie's on the other side, just to make it flow. I'm OCD about that. Anyway, you guys head towards Millie's apothecary, and it takes you about an hour or so. It's getting close to midday now, and traffic is picking up a little bit as people are kind of moving about, getting their lunch, that sort of thing. But you do find Millie's shop mercifully empty. Millie is sitting there behind her counter, kind of reading a book, and Eloise, as you walk in, you can definitely get the whiff of something boiling in the back.
Awesome. Can I have posted more flyers on the way to Millie's? Because this is a route that I haven't taken to Millie's before.
Yeah.
Necessarily.
Yeah, absolutely. Go ahead. Let's see here. Go ahead and roll 5d10.
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 Okay.
Because it's going to take you about an hour or so to walk over there, so we'll see what you get.
30.
Okay. Yeah, you managed to post up because you're kind of skipping along with your friends. You're going side to side, pasting it as you go. So I'm going to say you were able to.
I can see her just skipping through town while everybody else is walking normal.
Yeah, probably. I imagine Blood, like with his cloak up, trying to be all.
And Apollyon skipping too, of course.
Apollyon is just big and boisterous, and Liam, you're kind of drunk.
We're off to see the wizard.
And Veil is brooding.
Oh, really? What wizard?
Right here.
That was out of the game.
So you managed to paste 60 flyers in total.
Like 1-6?
Yeah, 60.
Oh, 60. Cool.
What is the amount she has to post to regain or pay her debt back?
I have 499 left to post.
Oh, okay.
And they might
over
halfway.
halfway.
Most of them is just in the fucking town where his shop is.
Well, that's where we are.
Yeah, that's where it should be. People know where to find him then.
Guerrilla marketing at its finest.
But when you guys do walk in, Millie sees you and smiles. Eloise, dear, so good to see you again. How are you?
Oh, I'm good. Just had a meeting with a bunch of assholes. But, life. I brought my friends, that way they can hopefully buy some potions from you because I think you're awesome and we should help support your business.
Yeah, because you got robbed.
That too.
Well, any friend of Eloise's is a friend of mine. Please come on in. What are
And I go over and I hug Millie.
And she hugs you back, and
Yay!
you've made a fine friend in Millie.
What do I smell cooking in the back?
Oh, well, I'm currently working on a potion I've never made before.
Ooh.
It's a potion of invisibility.
Will it be done
That's
anytime
so
soon?
awesome! Can I help?
The earliest it'll... I've already made everything. It just has to simmer now. But it will be ready, probably around morning tomorrow, if I speed it along a little bit. But if I hurry, it won't. There's a chance it might not do as well. So it's better to let it go the full 2 days.
Quality versus quantity.
Yeah. But I do have plenty of other potions. If you need anything, what are you looking for?
What do you have in the way of healing potions?
Well, I do have. I have a full stock of minor healing potions. A few lesser and a few moderate as well.
How many moderates you got?
I have 6 moderates in total, and these run 400 gold each.
I'll take 3.
Okay. Absolutely. And she passes you 3, and you give her all your gold.
1,200.
Indeed.
What are moderates? Are those 4d4?
3d4.
Well, what else do you have for potions?
Oh, let's see here. I do have a good stock of resistance potions against poison, against necrotic, and against fire. I do have a couple potions of gaseous form. I have a potion of speed here. I'm just kind of looking through everything. I have quite a bit vials of poison and acid. Let's see here. Is there anything in particular you're looking for? I do have a couple potions of climbing.
I'll take those ones.
How much for the speed?
Cat wants to buy some speed.
Call it catnip.
What do you need? Uppers, downers, sideways, whiz balls, bee bangs?
These are 300 gold each.
Are those 44 plus 4?
You said 3, I think. 3d4 plus 3?
Yeah, the moderates are 3d4 plus 3.
3d4 plus 3, thank you.
And does the speed just increase your movement?
Yeah,
It's like a haste. It's like a haste potion or a haste spell.
Yes.
I'll take one.
It's a haste spell, basically?
It's basically a haste
Pretty
spell,
much.
yes.
Yeah, I'll take a couple of those.
Well, I
I'll take it.
I have 2 of them here.
I'll take one if you want the other.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Okay, 300 gold from each of you then.
The healing potions were 2d4 plus 2, 4d4 plus 4, and then 8d4 plus 8. Okay, never mind.
All right,
No,
just took the
hands are
300 off.
different.
Yeah, I have extra potions out there than just the ones that basically each level goes up 1d4.
Cool.
The ones Kyle just bought were 3d4.
Yeah,
Okay.
So it's his own custom thing.
and then the graders are 40.
Like I have a lesser one, 2d4.
What's that?
I just said I have a lesser healing potion that's 2d4 plus 2.
Yes. Yeah, they go minor, lesser, moderate, greater, so on and so forth.
Can I just? Do you mind if I write Potion of Haste on my inventory instead of Potion of Speed, just so I know what spell I'm looking at?
Yeah, that's fine.
Thanks.
Do you have any potions for flying?
Oh,
There's Featherfall.
I don't get a request for that very often, but I do actually have one, I think. Let me go check. And you see Millie pulling over a stepladder over to one of her shelves in the back, climbs up on it, and you see this middle-aged woman kind of wobbling a bit as she's doing this. But she's on her tiptoes, reaching up to the top shelf, kind of feeling around a little bit. After a few moments, she does produce a moderately sized, very dusty gray bottle. She kind of brings it down and blows on it and says, I made this quite a while ago. Not a lot of requests for potions of flying. But I do have it. This will run you 700 gold, though.
700. What about the friend discount?
Make a persuasion check. Why not?
Just a little discount for me and my friends. Just trying to get some potions at reasonable prices.
As Apollyon adjusts his yarmulke a little bit. That's an 18.
What do I look like, a Rosenberg?
Anyway, I suppose I could take 50 gold off that for you. So 650. Best I can do. These ingredients are costly.
All right, sounds good to me.
Okay. So you hand over 650 gold, and in return, you've got a potion of flying.
Well, boys, I suppose we need to stop by the conclave and see what our next mission is, or agree to what we think we want to do.
Real quick before we leave, have you heard of the Potion of Maximum Power?
Oh, I can't say that I have. What does it do?
It's basically it guarantees the maximum damage for spells for one spell. So if I were to cast a fireball, instead of rolling for the damage, it would do max damage. I'm wondering if maybe you could research it a bit, and next time we're back in town, maybe you'd have it brewed up for me.
Well, I'm certainly willing to give it a go. I'm sure I have some old books.
I'll just write it down on this paper here and send it over to you, and and you could research it when we're back, or hopefully I'll have it when we're back in town.
Well, yeah, I don't mind making commissions. For special requests, I do ask a down payment of 50 gold, if that's okay.
Done.
Okay, mark your 50 gold off there, and she will begin to research.
Man, I didn't think Vale had anything left.
I bet on
You won his fight.
Yeah, I won the fight.
Oh, that's right. You bet on yourself. I totally forgot about that.
Well, I couldn't bet on myself, but I was given a percentage of the the winning.
The knight's
That's
the
right.
purse.
Prize money. I forgot. I'm sorry. I totally forgot. Obviously.
Okay.
That's right.
Well, do you guys want to buy anything else from Millie's?
I think I'm good for now.
Yeah, I'm all set.
We're good.
I should say in the handy haversack, I just wanted to check. We do have 1 minor and actually 5 lesser. So we have some health potions.
What's the difference between a minor and a lesser?
The minor's what, 1d2 plus 1,
It's
Matt, right?
Yeah, 1d4 plus 1. Each
Okay,
one goes up. So minor,
Yeah, he's not
1d4
giving you
plus 1.
D2s.
Lesser is
Yeah.
2d4.
That's what I meant, 1d4, that's what I meant.
Moderate's 3.
Sorry.
Greater's 4.
Yeah.
And it goes all the way up to 8.
We also have a potion of growth, potion of poison resistance and fire resistance, diminution, potion of fire breath, and potion of climbing.
Wow.
Just so you guys know.
Okay. Sounds like this is a good spot to take
Yep.
our break. So, to everybody watching, give us a few minutes while we take a little bit of a break, grab some drinks, grab a snack, that sort of thing, and we will be right back. So stay tuned, everybody. Howdy, everybody. We are back and picking up right where we left off. The group has been shopping at Millie's, the apothecary, for some potions. What are you guys wanting to do now?
I believe we need to
Conclave?
go to the conclave, yes.
Yeah, same idea here.
Okay.
Okay. Oh, hey, Blood, did you ever get my thing?
Yes, I did. We'll pull it out and hand her a little amulet.
There you go. The handout
Should-
is in your guys' folder already, so you can add that to your sheet.
I'll buy a blue tunic on the way, and we discussed that 50 gold for custom tunic. Sounds about right.
Yep, you find a tailor and can commission that, and it's ready in probably an hour. You should pick it up on the way back to the inn. No problem. Did anyone else want to do anything before you guys headed to the conclave?
Where is it, Matt? I don't see it.
Here, I'll pop it up again for you.
Now I heal it. I see it.
There you go.
Boop. Perfect.
I didn't mean to hit that.
No worries.
To the conclave!
Yep, there we go. Anyway, just had to edit that a little bit. So, you guys strike out and head up towards the conclave, which you guys all know where it is on the map right there. Takes you about another hour. It's getting well past midday. Luckily, you had a late snack. I don't know if any of you ate or drank anything while at the cafe.
Still drinking
Nope.
my own whiskey.
I froze my tea.
That's quite all right. None of you would have had to make a constitution check or anything. You head over to the conclave, and once you arrive, you see yet another person sitting behind the desk, and you are ushered inside very quickly to the 9th floor, where you find yourselves escorted into the small, somewhat cramped but overly comfortable office of the Chief Archivist of Valena's branch of the Iridite Conclave. The older man greets you as you all arrive and waves you in as he begins moving folders around the top of his desk, clearly looking for something. You see him slightly bald, looking thin, still has a bandage on the side of his head from where he got hit the day before. But as he's kind of looking through his desk, he says, yes, Faab Five, thank you for joining me. I trust you all considered your group's options and experience and have come to a conclusion as to which expedition you would like to undertake.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Did we ever figure out if what those thieves took? I'm sorry, I'm drawing a blank here.
Where'd everybody go?
I'm here. They took notes on the meeting with the elves.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, the elves meeting they got information on.
But did we actually find out like what the notes said? Like what happened during the meeting?
No, they haven't met with. They left to meet with the elves. It was like their discussion notes on what they wanted to accomplish.
Yeah, so what is that?
I assume it also had a time and location on there.
Possibly.
Am I actually alone outside, or are we all together?
Yeah.
You guys are all sitting in the office of Sashanel Borentol.
Okay.
If you all
Well,
come in and sit down, there's plenty of seats.
Oh,
I
in the same room as before?
With my friends here. We've all decided we'd like to meet up with Tomas again. If that's one of your missions, I think we could fulfill that no problem.
Yes. Excellent. Yes. We were planning for that expedition to be sent out first thing in the morning tomorrow. Let me find that here. And he kind of rummages about his desk again before he picks up a folder and opens that. Yes. Here we are. Yeah. Sorry. It's just been a day, as I'm sure you can understand. But yes. So. Field researcher Thomas Rothen, he reported that he has uncovered the location important to the Dreamer cult, and he is requesting assistance in infiltrating what is to be known as, here it is, the Dream Witness's lair. So, just so you know, upon signing this contract, and as he says that, he sits down the folder, and you can see yet another long contract made up in triplicate, sitting there waiting for all of you to examine.
Liam signs without reading.
I'm reading the thing thoroughly. Vale's reading the thing thoroughly.
He signs all three of them.
Well, I show you the. I just sent you guys the handout for that.
Good lord.
Not gonna read the whole thing. It is very similar to the wording of your previous one. The things that I'll bring to your attention that are different is one of them, 2.5. The work performed by the adventurer shall be performed at the following rate of 25 gold pieces per day, with an additional incentive payment of 50 gold pieces for each monster slain. There's also a note in there that I forgot to add, that they will be providing a haversack of colding, which will keep the monster heads a bit more preserved.
Ooh, okay. Okay, that's fancy.
All right, yeah, I was just gonna say, can we change the head to like left ear or similar? But that will work if we have something to store them in.
Does Vale understand the haversack of Colden is not purely his new toy?
Vale is content with his portable hole, and he doesn't need anything else.
Okay, just checking.
As long as you guys understand that my portable hole isn't your brewery and mediary.
No, and I wouldn't have had us put our beer in there anyway, but it happened, so.
Yeah, that's all right. We're in agreement.
All right.
Oh my god, the first thing Eloise is gonna do when we're presented with this haversack is take a deep breath and stick her head in it. Is it cold?
Well, you weren't. You know what? Why the fuck not? He pulls out the haversack as you guys mention this, and sure enough, you stick your head in there, and it's cold. It's like mountains of your homeland cold in there.
Ooh.
And you pull your head out, and everyone can see a little bit of frost has actually accumulated on Eloise's scales.
The mountains are blue on this bag.
I figured, why not make it easier on you guys. Apart from that, what you are expected to do, according to this contract, is accompany senior field researcher Thomas Rothen into the location of the Dream Witness. Where did I write that down? I'm trying to find it. Oh, you are doing infiltration and assessment of the location in relation to the Dream Witness. You are also handed another small folder after everyone signs, which I assume you're all signing.
Wait until Vale nods.
Yeah, he'll sign. Blood will sign.
I'm still skimming through it, so you can continue as I'm reading.
Okay.
Well,
You're passing.
I'm drinking whiskey while they're reading it.
Liam is just sitting there with his feet up, lounging in one of those overstuffed chairs, drinking whiskey. The archivist does not pay any mind to you whatsoever. He's more focused on finding yet another folder, which he does pass over, and the information that you're provided explains that Tomas Rothen had reported that he had uncovered the location of important to the Dreamer cult. While spying on the cult, he managed to sneak into Ravanica Keep and had stolen intelligence, which includes the location of a being known as a Dream Witness. Rothen had requested aid to lead an expedition to that location, where he hopes to discover the true aims of the cult. The technical information is that you are being provided a ship to sail down the river from Port Valena to... I'm blanking on the name, hold on. You are traveling down the river to Laverin, where you are to meet with Rothen and proceed upon the expedition from there. The ship is called the Fairwaters, and it is currently docked in South Harbor of Port Valena.
Matt, before we leave, I'd like to meet up with Valkern and try and make a plea with him to send a fighter with us, because I need that training style with me.
Okay.
Orenthal.
So you, upon signing, you kind of say you're leaving and head out of the office down to the bottom level, asking around for the senior trainer of the conclave, and you do find him. And what exactly are you asking? What are you asking him again?
I've done pretty well in the training of my choice. But there are fighting styles out there that contradict my own. I'd like you to send with us on our trip to meet up with Tomas Rothen. Someone who could train me in a style I'm not so proficient in. Would that be possible, Master?
And he kind of scratches his head a little bit. And what expedition are you going on?
We're going to meet up with a
Tomas
member of the
Rothen.
conclave, a man named Tomas Rothen. He told me he trained with Ohm himself. That is, in my mind, is enough to try and help this motherfucker out, honestly.
I did hear about the mission you're speaking of. From what I understood, they're planning on sending a small group as an infiltration mission. And you can see him hesitating, as though he kind of just doesn't know how to take this request. I suppose if you're looking for training, you could hire out a trainer, but I'm not authorized to just send members out to train people. We have training here at the conclave, but I mean, I suppose you could ask our trainer if he wants to go with you, but he does have duties of his own here. I mean, if you're looking...
I understand that, and I truly appreciate that you have a system in place. However, in my experience, there's no competition for training on the road. It's the only way I understand how to do it. I adapt, and I get better. I think you've seen that for yourself. That scroll of the Apollyon defense. It's no joke. You've seen me use every single position. You tell me right now if I didn't do it perfectly. But I did it training on the road. If I could help with your sway to convincing one of your fighters onto the road with me, I'm sure I could become a formidable foe to anyone who comes across my path.
Make a persuasion check.
You know what?
20!
I just thought, I was like, it's going to be a natural 20 for this.
What do you got to say to that 20 on that pleading, baby?
So he kind of looks at you and says, "Fuck you, Kyle," and just grabs your crotch and flicks you off. So he's...
Hey, I rolled my nat 1 earlier. I earned it.
Yeah, you did. And the man is kind of stroking his chin a little bit and thinking to himself, well, I suppose I do know a guy. He is a field researcher who lives in town, and I don't think he's doing anything right now. If you're looking for that type of training, the least you can do is ask and see if he wants to come along. You have to pay him probably, but He's the best guy I can think of for what you're asking.
Money's not an option. But if you could send me a note with your word, Master, it carries more weight than my own.
Tell you what, I'll go visit him tonight, and if he's interested, I'll have him come see you in the morning. Where are you staying at?
I'm staying at the Singing Knave.
Fair enough. I'll give him a visit tonight and see if he might be interested.
That's all I can ask. I appreciate it. And I will walk away.
Okay. So, Veil, I'm sure by this point you've read the contract. What's everybody doing right now?
So Bill leans over and he says, I'd like to renegotiate this contract. Just very small part. I'm not asking for much, but in section 2.5, the additional incentive payment for each monster slain, I would like to increase that from 50 to 75.
And the archivist kind of smiles and chuckles a little bit and says, "Oh, really now? And why do you think you're worth more than our average field researcher on the amounts that are given for collecting?"
I doubt your average field researcher slays a green dragon. I doubt your average field researcher brings back an item such as a dream root. I doubt your average field researcher can hold their own so well in battle when your average field researcher was slain in battle.
Go ahead and make your persuasion check.
Come on, Nat 20.
Man, the way he's saying
That
it,
is
it's
a
almost
9.
intimidation.
And
Whoa.
the archivist kind of chuckles and says, "That field researcher died on your watch."
Touche.
And quite frankly,
No, he was
that
watching
average
us.
researcher has slain more than his fair share of green dragons. So
The gentleman got taken out by a bee. Okay? A bee.
Hey, they were giant bees.
He's killed like 6 or 7 dragons.
exactly.
That's like a Steve Irwin right there. Dude messes with alligators and snakes and gets taken out by the one thing you could pet at an aquarium.
Yep, pretty much. But he doesn't seem to be going for it, and he says, "Continue to succeed in your assignments, and that pay will increase."
All right. Last offer. 55 gold. That gives us 11 each per head. That's only 1 gold more each per monster slain.
Are we not being paid per person?
So we are for
No,
25 gold a day per person. However,
It's
each
per
monster
head,
slain.
Oh, okay, I gotcha.
I almost want to make you roll with at disadvantage.
I could do that.
If you're standing near or sitting near me, because I was waiting for you to give me the go ahead to sign the contract that you're still holding, I'm gonna guide you. I'm just gonna give you a little nudge on the shoulder, tap on the shoulder. There you go.
Okay.
There you go.
So what does the guidance do?
So Polly will also like look up from reading,
yeah.
be like, "Do you know what the magic items are?"
You roll a d4.
Okay, so persuasion at disadvantage.
I'm going to
Plus
say
a D4?
since Apollyon is assisting, straight persuasion check, add a D4.
All right. So that's going to be 14 on the persuasion roll, and then let me roll my d4.
Gotta beat a 17.
That's going to be 18 total.
18. Okay, your DC to hit was 17. So,
Nice.
the balding human kind of rolls his eyes and gives a really deep sigh. Since you brought us a dream root, 55. And
Excellent.
He pulls out a quill, appears in his hand out of nowhere, and he scratches the number out on each page, writes the number 55, and then initials next to it.
Excellent. And with that, Veil will mage hand pick up a scroll, and with the biggest John, it would put John Hancock's signature to shame, and he just draws a huge Necthros Veil on the contract.
I love it.
I'm gonna take the quill from him, and then I'm gonna kind of like try and find a spot that's not already covered by his signature to try and like
one of the L loops.
Yeah, but just put like an E, just like eh.
And when I said one, I meant the only L loop.
But sure enough, once it's signed, the archivist collects all of the contracts, gives one over to you with his own stamp and signature on it, rolled up, and he pushes over the bag of colding as well, and says, "Yeah, keep your monster heads stored in this time. R&D really prefers their specimens fresh."
Oh, they didn't like the display against the wall?
No, they didn't like the fact that they were oozing.
Not so much. Not so much.
They were gooey.
So just to be clear, we're still collecting heads. Nothing has changed. We're still collecting heads.
We're still collecting heads.
Oh my god.
And I'm assuming this is like a bag of holding, but
yeah,
like a refrigerated. Yeah,
I think didn't they say in Critical Role it only holds like 200 pounds instead of like 500, like a bag of holding or something like that?
Probably. I'll make a handout for you guys later on that one. That was just a spur of the moment thing.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Does it feel cold from the outside? I'm like hugging it.
From the outside, it just looks like a small satchel with a strap that kind of goes over your shoulder. Is how I envision it. It's just like a page boy bag, basically. But when you open it up, it has enough size. You could probably fit a troll's head inside of there if you stretched it out fully. So it's a pretty big, well stretchable material. But on the outside,
I heard if you rub the hair of a troll head, it gives you good luck.
But from the outside, it just feels like a normal little leather page boy sack.
Fucking Bard's head's going in there.
All right, so what time is it now?
I'd say probably early afternoonish, pushing maybe 3:34.
All right, are we going to embark first thing tomorrow morning?
I think that's the idea.
Yeah, that's correct. The Fairwaters set sail first thing in the morning.
Okie dokes. So, am I going to carry the bag of colding? Because, resistant to cold and all that?
Sure.
Knock yourself out.
Woohoo! Oh, I have to keep track of heads now. Okay.
I can still do that if you want.
It's okay.
So you take up the bag of colding and slip it over your shoulders, and from there you can stick around the conclave. You can do whatever else you want. You can go to bed and get up first thing in the morning. It is entirely
Let's do that.
Yeah, let's get out of town.
Yeah, so can we stay at the conclave tonight, or do we have to go back to the inn?
I don't think they have.
I went ahead and removed money from my sack to pay for another night at the conclave, so we've got another night there.
Or at the nave.
Yeah.
The nave, yeah.
You could request lodging at the conclave too if you wanted to. That's up to you.
Well, our horses and stuff are at the friggin'.
Yes.
Plus, we're closer to the dock if we're staying with at the nave.
So, if there's one thing I've learned in my years of playing this, it's always split the party. So I'm going to request lodging personally at the conclave tonight, and I'm going to see if I could also research a language while I'm before some light reading this evening into the night.
Is Jared gonna stay with you indoors?
No, I'm going to. He usually stays outside and kind of watches the windows in the especially from what happened last couple nights ago at the conclave. He's going to be perched on a roof adjacent to the building.
Oh, okay. Well, since he's in the room, I'm just gonna scritch his cheeks a little bit before we leave.
He likes it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So upon requesting lodging at the conclave, the archivist does nod and say, "We do have rooms on the 4th floor for members of the conclave. So if you need a place to stay for the night, you can. They are 2-person rooms, but comfortable, well enough. You can take one if you want. You don't have to pay or anything like that, unless you plan on staying longer than a day. But you're not. So go ahead and ask reception to have someone escort you to the 4th floor dormitories, and breakfast will be brought to you in the morning."
Thank you. Lovely.
Oh, so fancy.
Sunday phones, just in case. I mean, you can't use it today, but just in case.
What was that?
I'll give you the stone, so you know where to meet us in the morning.
That works.
Okay.
And you are in the packet of information that you're given. You are directed to a specific port, a specific dock, where the ship will be. Trying to remember what I wrote down.
Fair Waters or something.
Yeah, it is the Fair Waters. I thought I had an actual hand or flyer for it, but I can't find it now. Anyway, yeah, but you can find the boat in the morning. Veil, you get an easy sleep over that staying at the conclave. What language in particular are you requesting?
Orcish.
Okay. Once you are taken to your dormitory, you ask the scribe to provide this to you, and he does bow, and probably 30 minutes later, he arrives with dinner and a book that is basically a dictionary for the language of Orc. And he says, "This is one of several copies we keep on hand for field researchers. Probably take you some time studying it, but if you're wanting to learn Orcish, you can take this with you."
Oh, I appreciate it. So I'm allowed to take it from the conclave?
Yeah, that's correct.
Excellent. So in the most uncharacteristic of Vale, he's very gracious and thankful to this person for bringing it. He must be in a good mood.
Indeed. And the young man accepts your thanks and tells you if you need anything, just pull the drawstring in the corner and someone will come see you. But other than that, have a pleasant evening.
Excellent. All right. And I guess through the rest of the evening, I will be reading that, and then right before bed, I'm going to be casting Animate Dead 3 times into the portable hole, and then I will be casting
You will use mage armor if you wanted to put that back in your ring.
Yeah, I'm gonna. Well, hold on. Yeah, I'll let you know as I continue. You can continue on with the story.
Okay. So
I'd like to set up a system of watches back at the Singing Knave.
Okay, what are you wanting to set up?
Just that everybody take a watch during the night. We just got confronted by people. I'd like to have people watch out for if anybody's still watching us.
Okay. Fair enough. If you guys don't want to do anything else for the rest of the evening, you can have your dinner, make your way up to your rooms. I think you paid for one more night, so you should be fine. Anyway, who's taking first watch, and where are you all staying?
Well,
Did you say you will, Alyssa?
yeah, I'll take the first watch.
Okay.
What? Words.
Okay. I moved you over to the Singing Knave map. Go ahead and make your perception check, Eloise, as you settle in for your watch. Is there anything you want to do before you take your first watch?
I'm just gonna take my first watch. I'm gonna keep an eye out to see if any of the birds that I've sent come back, and
Oh, that's
gonna
right.
guide myself just to make sure that I'm paying extra attention, because what went down today was real weird, and everyone said that those weren't great people. So
Okay. Go ahead and make your perception check as you're taking your first watch.
And then
With a 19. Yep.
just in case. There we go. 23.
Okay. Remember to say you're going to use guidance before you...
I did.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, she did.
Yeah.
She said that we're real bad guy. The guys are real bad people. She wants to make sure.
My bad.
But I'm extra focused on paying attention.
Okay, perfect. So with a 23, you spend your first 2 hours looking out the windows, checking the door, listening to any sounds in the inn. And it is a raucous night at the inn. Quite a few people are downstairs drinking and singing. There's a bard playing downstairs, and you even, just to be sure, you go run down there and check, but it's a halfling woman sitting there playing the flute. It's nothing to be worried about. But with your 23, you can also see the throngs of people making their way out into the street. Plenty of passers-by to watch, but you don't see anyone that looks like the bard or any of the other individuals that you had met on that weird encounter. So your watch goes by fairly uneventful.
Alright, I'll take second watch.
Okay. Go ahead and make your perception check.
That's an 18.
Okay. And looking around as well, very similar to what I described for Eloise. I'm not going to make you guys all keep rolling.
Alright, if that's the case, then I'd like to roll a sleight of hand to slip a note into Eloise's sack while she's asleep.
Interesting. Okay. Yeah, with a 21, Eloise is over there snoring, laying on the floor, and you very quietly just walk over and slip a note into there. Text it the message to me privately, and I will send it directly to just her.
Oh, I've got it saved
Or
in my
just-
phone. I'm prepared to send it to her if she finds it.
Okay. Sounds good. Anyway, so yeah, all four of you spend your evening watching, and other than the people downstairs, no one bothers you. Nothing happens throughout the night. It goes by relatively peacefully for all of you. And you are all able to eventually wake up for
We meeting
your morning.
Tomas at the boat?
No.
No.
We're
Is
going
that
to
the
meet
plan?
him in the field.
Oh, okay. To the boat, the boat.
What about the shooter on the grassy knoll?
Yeah, as long as he doesn't have magic bullets, we're good.
He's just going to cast Fireball.
Okay. So, You all wake up, have an early breakfast. Veil, you are provided a breakfast as well from the Conclave, and when you're ready to head out, you are allowed to go about your merry way. You all
Yeah.
meet up again in the Smiling Knave Inn and collect your thoughts before heading out. Is there anything you guys want to do before you head to your boat?
Just
Yeah.
this.
Mage armor. Okay. So, as you all complete your breakfast, you head out towards the harbor, where, sure enough, you find the dock in question on the information you were provided, and there you find a small fishing vessel. About
Early enough that there's not too many people around.
no,
God.
I'm gonna paste more flyers.
That's what I was-
what are you pasting flyers on? Just as you head?
Just anything I walk past.
Go ahead and make a sleight of hand check.
Sure.
So, okay. Roll me 3d10.
I'd just like to point out the last sleight of hand rolled was a 21. Just saying. And I don't have special gloves.
So as you're walking down towards the harbor, Eloise is skipping back and forth along the roads, pasting flyers up on the walls of houses. And as you guys are walking on, you're hearing people starting to yell at her. Hey! Stop pasting shit on my building!
I yell back, well then go to Mitchell's.
Fuck no, I'm not going to anyone named Mitchell's. Well, and they rip it down, but you managed to paste 16 flyers up as you're walking. Now,
Real quick, I say to Eloise as we're going, I say, hey, get them all out while you can now, because the last time we were out on our own outside of town, we were followed back, so I'm not sure how good of an idea it would be to do that again.
That boat's gonna be so full of flyers.
God damn. Anywho, so you find a medium-sized-ish fishing vessel, about 120 or so feet in length. Heading up to the gangplank, you see a very tanned human male with long black hair and a big bushy black beard, kind of standing there waiting for you. And you all approach. He calls out, "Are you the Conclave folks?"
User.
Come on aboard. The captain will meet you. And he leads all of you up the small gangplank to... I'll just go ahead and move you guys over to the place. Because I made a map for that. But you find a very sturdy little fishing vessel. A couple of rowboats to either side. The captain apparently is a greenish-yellow skinned tiefling woman. Very burly and beefy woman with a saber at her side, who introduces herself as Talia and tells you that you all have bunks on the lower level of the ship there. You can stow your gear wherever you want. If you have horses, they can be brought on board, but they're going to have to stay on the deck of the ship throughout the voyage. Apart from the two of them, there's also a halfling man and a tabaxi woman, a woman who has very tan fur and really, really big, wide ears. Think kind of like Naked Cat style big ears. And it appears that the four of them make up the crew of this little fishing vessel.
fishing vessel with 1, 2, 3 ballistas.
They're big fish.
Exactly.
You noticing that and kind of peering around the ballistas, the captain kind of nods and leans against one of them as she chuckles. There's a lot bigger things on the rivers than fish, boys. These things are for protection of the bigger things, the things that, like to fly at you, not the things that swim at you.
Ah, birds.
Rocks.
Birds,
Yeah.
dragons, harpies, all sorts of fuckery.
Well, how long's the travel? How long is the trip going to take?
I estimate with fair winds, probably reach there on early morning on the 4th day. Not too long at all.
All right.
Do I see an extra member we haven't met yet joining the boat?
Oh, I'm sorry, I completely forgot. Liam, while you were having breakfast, a dwarf approaches your group. "You're the one looking for a trainer," he says as he kind of sits down a big battle axe.
Absolutely. There's stuff that the fact that I can't do it makes me want to do it just that much more. Do you understand?
Well, I've been fighting for many, many years. Now I'm 167, so I know a thing or two. You're looking
Well, I'm interested in learning. I'm a quick learner. You'll find that out. I like to drink, but I'm a quick learner either way.
Well, I like to drink too, kid. My fee's 50 gold a day.
Happy to pay it. Welcome to the Fabulous Five, my friend.
That's a 25 gold deficit of what you're making.
I'm totally fine with it. I didn't spend all my money in town, unlike some people.
Vale looks over his left and right shoulders.
Now here's the ground rules, kid. I'm here to train, and train with you I will. I'll fight to protect my life, but I ain't a member of your little group, and whatever mission you're working for the Conclave, it ain't my mission.
So you don't take a cut. You're my kind of trainer. I like you already. What's your name, or what would you prefer I call you?
My name's Karn. You can call me Karn. He kind of...
Carl.
Karn, K-A-R-N. And he sits down his battle axe and puts a hand out towards you. And you see he's a ginger and brown beard dwarf. Long beard, but short cropped hair. He's, besides wielding a great axe, he's sporting full plate armor. He has a longbow over his shoulder as well. He looks fit and ready to fight, and he has his own gear. He actually is carrying his own bedroll and bag.
Yeah, he gets a full-on Beastmaster grip right on back to him, Grab the forearm, shake the whole arm type thing. Hell yeah.
Well, great. Where are we going?
Well, looks like we're going east.
East. Fine. Ready when you are, kid.
Good to go.
He stomps on board, and the captain kind of raises an eyebrow and says, "I wasn't told there'd be 6 of you."
Surprise!
What's the problem? Can you both not handle one more person?
Just one more mouth to feed, but that's fine. I get paid by the passenger, not by the mile. Whatever. She just spits over the side of the boat.
Well, not to tell you to do your job, Captain, but what do you say we hoist anchor and head out?
Good with that. And she begins calling out orders to all of her men, who very quickly start moving around. The anchor is pulled up, oars are pushed, and the boat begins to back away and glide out into the harbor. And as all of you are standing on deck, kind of watching wistfully as the boat turns and eventually heads east into the mouth of the river, all of you feel a deep sense of accomplishment and
Yay!
a sense of purpose that you may not have felt
Oh,
when you first arrived in port. And with all of your adventures there over a longer 3 days than I was expecting, but that's okay. You've all leveled up to 7.
Yay!
Yeah.
Baby!
All right, man. At this point, should I roll for Tom and Jerry?
Yes, we have not done that in a minute. Let me take a look on your gear. Where is it? There he is. Okay, we've done up to day 5. So go ahead and give me 2 more d20 rolls.
Here we go. A 20 and a 7.
Okay. Good to know. So that's been saved on Liam's wagon. So we have all those things marked off. I've been kind of thinking about how I want to tell the story of Tom and Jerry and their little trip to Weston, and I kind of want to actually just write a short story about it. So I think that might be what I do.
Dude, a short story can take up 5 minutes. It can go so fast and include so much information.
Yeah, I'm currently writing a short story about Alnad and his time in Valena. So I'll post that once that's finished. But maybe I might do Tom and Jerry next. That might be fun. Because there's some
They argue like
interesting
an old
ones.
married couple. They bicker. Oh,
Absolutely.
yes.
It's been some interesting roles they've had.
That was actually at the base creation of them. Absolutely, yeah.
Oops.
But we'll be picking up next session with you guys sailing on a boat towards the next location. I had a map up a second ago. Let me see if I can find it again. Oh, yeah. So there we go. So just kind of looking at the map, I'll kind of move that so everybody watching can see it as well. But they're right here in Port Valena, and they're going to be following this river down through past this lake here, past the river up to Weston, and into the next location, Laverin, which is where you guys are going to be meeting up with Tomas. So we will be picking up next session with your guys' trip. Should be
It's a
Oh.
lot of coverage. Wonder how many random encounters we're gonna end up
Guys,
fucking
I don't
having.
know if you know this, but with all those potions I bought, I'm a freaking healer now. So, just saying.
Yeah, we'll see
Shit.
what happens. You guys are heading out for very prepared and well stocked for this mission, so we'll see exactly what you guys do. But Is there anything you guys want to accomplish on your first day's journey, since we have a little bit of time left?
I'll just be reading my my Orcish dictionary to keep studying.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna have you roll. Give me 2 intelligence checks for the previous night and the next one, and I'll have you record that on your character sheet for me. So,
Okay, I'm in the process of leveling up, so I don't think I can go into my character sheet yet.
okay. Well, then when you're done, that's totally fine.
Okay, you said 2 intelligence checks.
Yeah, 2 intelligence checks. This is going to be you reading the book and trying to memorize the language.
Okay.
I'm gonna probably end up annoying all of the people on this boat, just incessantly asking questions about like what are they doing, why are they doing it, what is it, how does it like, what does it do to the ship, how is the ship moving, like all those questions.
Oh, absolutely. And we'll probably do most of that tomorrow or next session. That way I can actually do some reading on how a boat actually functions, because I don't sail.
So you can have answers, right?
Yes, exactly.
So is there a crow's nest?
There is not a crow's nest.
God damn it.
There is a crossbeam at the top of the main sail, and there's basically one big main sail and a couple smaller side sails that to catch the wind. There is a crossbar that you could climb up to and sit on.
But it's not going to be that comfortable.
It's not the big circle thing. This is not like this is not a seafaring vessel. It's for rivers.
Alright.
Yeah, I figure the first day I'd probably just be training with Karn.
Did you post that because of me, or did you accidentally post that for the pounce?
Yeah, I actually don't know what that is. It appeared on my character sheet when I leveled up, but it's not like in the player's handbook or anything. I actually have no idea what that ability is.
We'll have to look that up this next session. Liam, go ahead and make a wisdom check for me.
Wisdom check coming up.
Oh, I
boom,
found it.
there
It's
it
in
is.
Tasha's.
Yeah.
A 19. Ooh, that's decent.
Okay, a 19.
Get it?
So I'm going to say, yeah, for your first day, you're doing pretty well.
Hey,
Trading blows with your trainer. I think we're going to go ahead and end the stream here for the night. So just for everybody here at Random Rhapsody, I want to say thank you to everybody who watched tonight. I'm Matthew R. Dawson, and on behalf of everyone here in the Random Rhapsody crew, I want to say thank you to everybody who watched tonight. Have a good evening, and we'll see you next Monday. Good night.